Okay, so welcome. New moon and eclipse blessings in Leo. There's a really special energy right now of the parts of us that really want to be seen to show those parts of us. That's like the Leo energy. And then the eclipse happening with the Leo new moon. It's like we've been moving through challenges over the last month cycle and also the last 6 month cycle. And this is a moment where it'll be easier to see the gifts and harvest the wisdom from the challenges that we've been through. And the journaling practice that I've created is a very methodical way of accessing deeper parts of our consciousness, deeper parts of our being, so that we can easily harvest kind of those wisdoms that we've been going through. And I just want to really acknowledge the Leo in all of us, the different parts of us that want to be seen, the different parts of us that like we hide in order to fit in, or we hide in order to feel better about ourselves, but really like it hurts us not to show these parts. And so hopefully you'll be able to access some of those during our practice today. So I always like to do just a little bit of movement or kind of embodiment so that we can enter into a more trance state to then go into the journaling practice. So if you would like to stand up if you can, we're just gonna shake a little bit. So shaking out your hands, shaking out your booty, wiggling your shoulders. Shake out your head. Loosen your jaw and your cheeks. Taking nice deep breaths and just loosen. Like you're just loosening some cobwebs, rolling the shoulders, shimmy, shimmy the shoulders. Good. Shimmy your hips and your legs, knees, lifting your heels off the ground so you can really shake your booty, shake your knees, shake your thighs. Take a deep breath and good. And then we'll shake out one leg. So coming over to balance and just shake, shake, shake your leg. Shake, 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 shake. And smile. And then the other leg, shake and smile. And then the whole body just like, wow, you're busting out of a container, a casing, like the shell got too small, and you're just, oh, 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 oh. And let's bring our hands together. I'm going to rub our hands together. Rub, 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 rub. Slow it down and feel the energy you just created in the hands, and then placing them on top of your head, giving yourself a blessing, and just spreading that blessing down the body, all the way down the legs and the feet. Just like you're washing your body with your blessing. We'll do it again. Bring it to the head, the eyes, the face, washing your body with the blessing of the eclipse, the new moon, resynchronizing with Kairos time. Then we're going to come to seat, and we'll come into some oming, some chanting to, again, like we're clearing out and making space for downloads, for wisdom, for understandings. And so there's the chronos time, the chronological time is the time that we're used to with the clock, with the sun. But the moon moves in Kairos time, where it's not linear. It's when circumstances come together so that an event or a miracle or a sudden burst of understanding is possible. It's like the women's gestation period and other ways that time is managed and measured that is not chronological. And so by tuning into the moon and just taking this 1 hour to devote yourself to the moon, it's like we're inviting in a different experience of time, a more human, organic experience of time. So if you like to close your eyes, you can. You can gaze at your candle or gaze at a point that feels good for you. And we're going to go into a full minute of ohms. And you're going to let the ohm reverberate through your body. Let it come from the belly. You squeeze the belly to the spine. Let it move through the throat and out the mouth. And let it really vibrate your being and being tuned to those vibrations. Okay, here we go. So take a clearing breath. Inhale through the nose, out the mouth. Big breath in to begin your oming. As you finish your final om, softening shoulders, hips, knees, face, fingers, toes, and feeling the reverberations of that primordial sound connecting us to the origin of the universe, the first moment of existence and the last moment of existence. And how, just like the breath, it loops back into each other. Feeling yourself landing at this new moon eclipse, the beginning of the summer eclipse season in the North Hemisphere. And this is a portal of time that completes the 6-month cycle, starting with the full moon in Leo. And it's also a completion of a 1-month cycle, a 1-moon cycle. And so like a movie screen, watching yourself over the last 6 months. And you don't have to think too hard or try, just trusting any visions or knowings that come up, and you scan the last 6 months of your life. February till now. And then the last 1 month of your life from July to August. And put a little tiny smile on your face, lifting the corners of your lips and the cheeks. And gently opening your eyes. And if you want to take a sip of water, you can. And we'll get our space ready so that we can journal. And so we're going to go through my timer's on my phone, and that's okay. We're going to go through the map of consciousness, which I learned from Sasha Sterling, who does something called the devotion. But it's a really well-known map of how we look at the human experience, and how here on planet Earth we have access to so many emotions. And so this is a space that we're going to go into those different emotions and just kind of clear the cobwebs from the drawers of those emotions. We're going to have 1 minute for each one. I'm going to give a prompt for each emotional frequency, and you'll just have 1 minute to free write. put pen to paper. If you don't know what to write, just write la, 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 la. If you're with children and you can't do that in this moment, but you're still tuning in, you can just tune into that frequency and just ask that whatever needs to be known about that frequency, may it come to the surface right now. This is the time of illumination of the shadow. Stuff that's deep under coming to the surface. So we just come in with that intention. And I don't want to, like, none of these emotional frequencies are meant to, like, be put in your space. You know, I'm not assuming that you're holding shame, you know, but we're going to go through the shame. And anything that comes up, it comes up. But if nothing comes up and you're like, oh, that's not relevant for me right now, leave it. Let it go and write about whatever does come up. Okay, write la la freaking la until some words come out of your, from your pen. This automatic writing practice. Okay, do we feel ready? Anyone have any questions? I will give you space. I'll give 5 minutes for you to step outside and burn the pages. So this is another part of the practice where we're writing and releasing, where we're bringing things to the surface, but not to hold on to them and like analyze them and try to figure them out. We're doing it in order to cleanse, release, and let go. And trusting that whatever wisdom is there on the paper that you've written will reveal itself in whatever ways it needs to. Okay, so this is a practice of not holding on, of temporary art, of like giving something, an offering to the universe that you don't no longer hold on to, you don't no longer are attached to. Okay. All right. If you have anybody have any questions? Okay. We're also live on Substack, which is really exciting for me. This is my
Can you
first.
give an
Go ahead.
example like how we should write it? Can you give an example
Um,
like how we should write it?
yeah, so I will I will give you journaling prompts and then you will just answer them on the page. So for example, the first one is shame. Where am I not feeling good enough? Where am I feeling not good enough? And so you'll just answer that question as you go. And
Got
if
it.
you're like, there's nowhere that I'm not feeling good enough, fine, write that down. There's nowhere I'm not feeling good enough. And then, and then see what else comes. Does that make sense? Okay, just
Yes, sorry, my mute wasn't going off. Yes.
okay, no problem. Great. Yeah, and anytime during, if you want to like write in the chat or unmute yourself, if you're like, help, I don't know what to write, like, feel free. Okay, this is an interactive space. This is your space too. And I trust that there's no stupid questions. That if you have a question that comes up, then either somebody here or on the replay will also have that same question. Okay, great. Oh, thank you for the video too. I love seeing your videos. If you have the space to share, to put your video on it, I love it. It makes me feel like we're together. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're going to begin. So let's take a nice deep breath. 1 minute for shame. Where am I feeling not good enough? Okay. All right, next one. Guilt. Where am I feeling regret or self-loathing? Where am I feeling regret? Apathy. Where am I blaming others or am I blaming life? Where am I blaming others? It's not my fault. It's not my fault that. Okay. Next one is grief. What am I having trouble letting go of? I'm having trouble letting go of. Okay. Fear. What am I really afraid of? What am I actually afraid of? What am I really afraid of? Okay. Desire. I want and deserve more of dot dot dot. I want and deserve more of. Okay, next one. Anger. We're moving up. We're moving up the frequency scale from the lowest to the highest. Yes, Sarah, I will definitely send these out in the replay email. Um, uh, Sorry. We're going up. Anger. I am so freaking sick of I am so freaking sick of All right, we're moving up from anger to pride. Pride, I really need to prove. I really need to show them. I need to prove it. Okay, this is the um, bridge from like the negative emotions and to the positive ones, which are the ones that drain our energy to the ones that give us energy. So we're going to courage now. So courage, what would courage have me do? 1 minute, here we go. Neutrality. What is the third force in this conflict? Okay, so this deserves a little explanation. So every conflict that we have has a third force that's the neutral force. So when we're asking about neutrality, we're asked to look at conflicts and we're asked to like see it more from a bird's eye view and ask what the third force is. So good and evil, we have God on top. We have the right and wrong, and we have like the universe, like all is well on top, right? So when we have that duality, there's always a third force that neutralizes it. Okay, so I just want to explain, but don't think about it too much. Just go for it. So, what is the third force in this conflict? Where am I being asked to see from a bird's eye view? Willingness. Where am I willing to soften or change? Where am I willing to soften or change? Okay, that sound is driving me nuts. We're just gonna like put a beep. All right. Ex- Acceptance. Where am I ready to release control? Where am I ready to release control? Okay. Reason. The truth is dot dot dot. The truth is. Remember to come back to your breath. Trust the wisdom that's coming through. Love. My love is unconditional for. My love is unconditional. I feel unconditional love for. Joy. I am so grateful for. I am so excited about. You can answer either one or both. I'm so grateful for. I'm so excited about. Peace. My prayer. What is your prayer? My prayer is. My prayer is. I pray for. Enlightenment. I am. I am that I am. And I'm going to give us 2 minutes here. And this is not, you don't have to pretend to be enlightened to write whatever. You just write, I am, from a space of deep trust. take a moment to finish writing. And we have completed the writing journey of our session. And it's right around the time when the eclipse is actually happening right now. So just take a moment to scan what you wrote. And this is just a little getting to know yourself, a moment of receiving without judgment, without analyzing, just receiving what you wrote.
Can we add anything as we're scanning?
Sorry, what was that?
Can we add anything if we're feeling it as we're scanning or no?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll give you another minute to add anything that you would like. I'm putting the timer for one more minute in case you want to add or just underline or highlight certain things. Good. And then when you're ready, you can I'm going to rip my pages out of the book and crumple them. So this part usually feels really good, just to like crumple the paper. And you're going to place them in your burning vessel and then step outside. So I'm going to give us 5 minutes to go ahead and step outside to burn your pages. And then offer the ashes to the earth. And if you don't have a place outside, maybe you can go next to a window, or you can do this for later. And one of the women last time, she actually just put it in water and let it dissolve in the water and like flush it down the toilet. So that's, I decided to change it from write and burn to write and release, because you can release it without any element that you prefer. It's the Leo moon, so I would burn it, baby. All right, go ahead and burn, and I'll hold space for 5 minutes. So I like to close these sessions with an opportunity to share, to go in a circle and share what came up for you. Oops. There we go. And so, yeah, if you would like to do so, you could also write it in the chat if you're on Substack, or if you're on the replay, you can write it in the comments or message me how that experience was for you. What came up, what surprised you, what felt obvious, what came up to the surface. And so, yeah, I'll share for a moment. So I'll just say I'm doing these because I want to do them. Like this is my like reclamation of the rhythms of the moon. About 10 years ago, or 11 and a half years ago now, I started moon circles in Tel Aviv, and they became very popular. They were, a safe haven for women to come every month and connect to their authentic self. And it was amazing. And I had gone to that first moon circle not knowing even how to do it. Like I had looked it up on Google, but I have a meditation and yoga background, and I was a yoga teacher and meditation teacher. I am. So it was easy. It was simple for me to hold a space for a group, and I just kind of had my, list of things to do and a piece of paper and did it, and it was really well received. And so it got me turned on to this women's wisdom of the moon and what's so important about it and why it's kind of forgotten. And I remember when I was a senior in college, I went on a trip with my friends to the tip of the Florida panhandle, and we were in the Everglades, and it's completely flat there. So you see the sunrise, sunset, moonrise, moonset every day. And the first night we were there, it was a full moon, and the full moon rose right at sunset. And it was this magical, beautiful moment where we were like, oh my God, the sun's setting. Oh my God, the moon is rising. This is amazing. And the next night we went same time, waiting for the moon to rise. And we're like, where the heck is the moon? And at that point I realized, how do I not, I'm 20 years old or whatever, and I don't understand how the moon moves. I don't understand that like the moon doesn't rise at the same time every day. And so that also like set me off on this will and this desire to understand how the moon's clock works, and how that's like really left out of our consciousness and our calendars. Mostly the Hebrew calendar is different, and there's other calendars like the Chinese one that work with the moon, but our current Gregorian global calendar is Chronos time. It's one day after the other. We're aligning with the sun. Forget about the moon. And so this is a reclamation of like our own inner organic calendar, which is connected to the celestial bodies and to the tides and to the plants and the way they move. That's why like the Farmer's Almanac has the moon in it, because it's very important for organic farming and that kind of thing. So in a way, we're doing our own organic farming. And I actually released a recent article on Substack just explaining more about my understanding and quest on these calendars and why the calendars were changed and how we can start reconnecting. And one of the main things that I do is journaling on the new moon in this practice, gathering in person in sisterhood on the full moon, and we do that in the Philadelphia area right now, but I'm traveling to Tel Aviv, so we will have a circle in Tel Aviv in October. And then on the waxing and waning moon, this is about, the waxing moon is about like strategizing, planning, getting coaching during that period. And the waning moon is about release, surrender, kind of like relaxation. So that's like a time to go get acupuncture or go get a deep tissue massage, or like just get like release and surrender as much as you can to relax and rest and get ready for that inward moment. And the journaling part of the new moon is the inward excavating to then see the shadow. Because a lot of times in our human experience, we don't know like how things happened until hindsight. Like we don't understand fully what has happened to us until we look at it in hindsight. And so that hindsight practice is super important for our learning, so that we don't blame others, we don't blame life for our circumstances, that we realize we can create the life that we want if we're willing to put the work in. right? If we're willing to take the right actions and to spend time knowing what the actions are. So all of those, connection points of the moon cycle give us these insights into really creating the life that we deeply desire, that we're deeply, deeply proud of and excited about and genuinely grateful for. So that's my little share. Would anyone else on the live call, Shelly or Brew, are you Andrea? Um, would you like to share anything? You can just unmute yourself if you do, and if not, that's totally okay too. You could also write it in the chat or private message me later. Okay, well, I look forward to hearing from you and getting to know you better. And yeah, I hope you'll join us next month. We're doing this every month. It's a devotional practice committed to your inner excavation, to your inner wisdom, and to your connection to the organic calendar. All right. Much love and many blessings, and thank you very much for coming. Bye. Shelly said, I love that you are manifesting and creating the community that you want. Thank you for doing this. You're so, so welcome. Beautiful. Okay. Much love to all of you. Bye-bye.